Trance in and of itself will typically cause enough relaxation that the brush endings of the nerves that carry pain impulses spread apart, making it more difficult for pain impulses to cross. When people find out that we're hypnotists, the most common question we get is, can you help me quit smoking? See, hypnosis in the public's mind is tied to smoking cessation, but it's okay in that area. There's better ways of stopping, but it is in dealing with pain, both short-term and chronic pain, where hypnosis really shines.
That's absolutely true. And in fact, I was just at the dentist the other day, and when the hygienist asked me what I did, and I said I'm a hypnotist, she goes, oh, you mean for helping people quit? That's always the go-to thing. Anyway, it shines with pain. In fact, we have a lot of friends who specialize in pain management, and there are a few things that we want to share on this video on how we approach hypnosis for pain management, pain reduction or elimination.
Trance in and of itself will typically cause enough relaxation that the brush endings of the nerves that carry pain impulses spread apart, making it more difficult for pain impulses to cross. In fact, anybody knows if you're relaxed, pain isn't as bad. It's when we get very tense, like in the dentist chair, it can get very, very bad. So relaxation alone in a hypnotic state will reduce pain.
And in fact, just as a little side point, Stanley Fisher in his book on self-hypnosis actually talked about how if you can get someone to go into surgery in a very relaxed state instead of a tense state, when the surgery is happening with a scalpel or whatever, the healing is faster.
Yes, it is faster,
more effective, less scarring, etc., because the muscles are loose and relaxed.
Good point. Also, if you think in terms of an imaginary control room, you can put someone in a powerful trance and have them imagine they're sitting or standing in front of a control panel with all sorts of dials that control all their physical functions. Now, some of them will be locked, they won't be able to change, and that's good. But others, like how much discomfort they're feeling. Notice I'm saying discomfort instead of pain.
Pain is a painted word.
It's a bad word. You don't want to say that when someone's in trance. You want to say discomfort. You can even make it past
sensation.
tense.
You can call it that sensation you used to feel.
Right. So they reach out and use their physical hand in their trance, and they turn the pain down, the discomfort down as low as they can. That will work.
Yeah, it can be a knob, it can be a slider, it can be a lever, it can be anything. Exactly. So that is, in a sense, that's a guided imagery. You're taking people through.
Control panel is guided imagery.
Control panel. Guided imagery is kind of like a metaphor that the person's in.
Now, changing breathing works really well. As you have the person relax. Every time they breathe in, you can add guided imagery here. They imagine in their trance that they're breathing in something like pale blue light or green light. As they breathe out, they're pumping it to the area where the discomfort was.
Right. Now, as we go through these, also keep in mind that you can stack these things. So you can use breathing and relaxation and control panel, for example. So the next one I want to talk about is dissociation. So if you feel like you're in your own body, in fact, the roller coaster example I love. Let's do it very quick.
If you imagine you're in a roller coaster going up a hill and then vividly imagine flying down with everyone screaming.
Very emotional, scary.
But if you imagine you're in a chair, park bench, looking up at the roller coaster,
a few hundred meters away,
and seeing yourself going up, and you'll have almost no emotional charge. You're dissociated. You're looking at it from the outside. The same. I've taught people in the dentist chair who are very tense and stressed to dissociate. So as soon as the dentist comes in, starts talking to them, they imagine, they're not astral projecting here, imagine they float up and watch the entire conversation from the ceiling, from high up. By doing that, the pain is reduced immeasurably, and that's dissociation.
So you can imagine that you're looking at yourself in a mirror and wonder where that headache was. And not in your head anymore, it's in that other guy, that reflection of you's head.
Right.
And then you can change its what is the word I'm looking for here, Mike? Change its representational system. Thank you. You can imagine what color is that headache now, and that will make the pain often eliminate or go away.
Which leads to direct suggestion. Simply telling people when they're in a trance, you're feeling better, you're feeling calmer, and reframing the pain as pressure.
Yeah.
So changing it, that feeling of pressure in your arm
you can
is
offer
reducing.
that as a direct suggestion too.
Interestingly too, anytime you work with someone hypnotically, if they have a disorder that will respond to antihistamines or to anti-inflammatories, they will also respond to hypnosis. That's why we recommend when you're taking away someone's pain, working with them. They've seen their doctor, of course. We don't work with any pain stuff without checking with their doctor and getting it in writing that we can, but when we're reducing pain, we also reduce inflammation intentionally.
You know, that description was just so overly descriptive, Mike. It makes me wonder if we could talk about the concept of over-description.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So all right, I'll start and then you can take over. So the idea is, if you can ask somebody questions that narrow in on where exactly that discomfort is, and precisely narrow in again and again and again. Oh, is it on the left side or the right side? Oh, it's more on the left. Is it more the front of that left side, or is it more towards the back of the, oh, it's more towards the front. Is it more towards the center of that front? Whatever, you get the point here, that by causing people to over-describe their symptoms,
it becomes abstract. It
now,
falls apart.
Give the example of having a nice evening out with friends.
Oh yeah, well, anything you over-describe, the emotions, even good ones, will disappear. Test this. Go out with good friends some night, you're all having a blast. Take out a pad and pen and say, this is a great evening, isn't it? They go, yeah, it's really good. Let's list all the reasons. What's great about it? Let's start writing. They'll go, shut up, because as you start describing it, it will all fall apart.
You wreck it.
You want to just experience it. Now, let's end with probably the classic hypnotic method for dealing with pain.
Wait, let me get my glove.
Glove
anesthesia.
Basically, I would put someone in a trance. We'd make their hand cataleptic.
Let's say we use the kinesthetic ambiguity.
Well, we can't because I'm not turned that way.
Here we go.
Anyway, the idea
my hand's cataleptic.
The idea the hand is cataleptic.
Now I'm in a nice deep trance.
He's in a trance. His eyes are closed. I have him imagine he plunges this hand into a bucket of ice water or snow. The numbness begins to spread from his fingertips, and there's a lot of things you can do to intensify the effect that are beyond the scope of the time that we have here.
But the point is, you're creating some sensation of numbness simply through suggestion.
And you need some, because you're going to move it around. Then you have it move to the left hand. And when it's there, they give you a nod. Then have it move to the left foot.
Super quick version is, let's say we start with that some numbness. We might have this hand drop down
as this hand rises,
indicating that the numbness has moved to the other hand and doubled in intensity, right?
You can double anything and increase it. You cannot double nothing. You must have some numbness first. Numbness, not numbness. And you have the nod to let you know it's there.
Or you're just having the movement of the hands complete, and that's your indication. Then the next thing can be, as it sinks down, it'll only finish sinking down to the lap as that numbness moves into the left foot and doubles yet again. And
then to the right foot. And you bring it back to this hand, which rises. And it's double. Now you've got a numb hand. You can use this. Say they have to have dental surgery. They place their own hand there, permit all the numbness to transfer, and their hand only sinks when it does. The numbness will remain until they don't need it anymore. Say they have a pain between their shoulder blades. You have it flow until it reaches between their shoulder blades.
Get creative.
Anything you can imagine, they can probably imagine too. We've given you a few interesting ways of dealing with pain, and the last one probably is distraction. If you can be distracted from it, you won't notice it. Now, of course, you can do time distortion as well, have them have a whole day's worth of pain in 5 minutes. But distraction, if I'm in the front row for AC/DC on a good night or Black Sabbath, I'm not going to feel any pain if I've got an injured ankle or something. Of course, if I had a migraine headache, it might be the worst possible thing.
Context dependent, right? If I have a sore pinky or something, I'm not going to notice it when I'm in the front row of an AC/DC concert. But if I have a splitting headache, it's probably going to get worse.
That's right. Probably be hospitalized.
So it makes sense. Anyway, these are some amazing ways of dealing with pain. Pain is something that you can absolutely help people with. We have some amazing friends like Freddie Jacquin and his arrow technique, and there's so many other techniques out there that you can use.
Blake.
They all are based around these same principles for the most part, if they're hypnotic techniques. So check out the blog post that we've linked to in the description under this video. If you want more formal training in hypnosis to learn how to use this stuff on all sorts of things, we've got you covered. Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You'll find a link again in the description under this video. So subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, let us know what you want more from us on, what are you using for pain management, etc., etc. And then once you've subscribed, ring, here, I'll do that
I'll
again.
do it.
Ring the bell.
Like Jack the Bell ringer.
On YouTube so that you'll always be notified of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in that next video.
Thanks again.
And good night.